Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to the first live stream of 2026. Holy cow, this is amazing. I can't believe we're already here. We are quite literally 6 years away from the year of Demolition Man, 2032. I'm hoping not every restaurant will be Taco Bell because that will be awful and terrible and a lot of indigestion. Um, Today's live stream is going to be really short, just because I don't have a lot going on. I do have a few announcements that I'm going to be covering in just a little bit, um, but then I'll be jumping into the reading of the short story, and then you'll be good to go. Um, so, man, the holiday season was just busy and crazy and wild. Uh, because I mean the last live stream was the 13th of December. And shortly after doing that live stream, I was out doing stuff, playing Santa Claus for a few different Christmas parties and stuff like that, and some events. And I, normally, I'm not a big fan of Christmas. Like, it gets too clogged and congested with people, and it's just like stores get I hate going shopping and stuff like that. And on top of that, like, I feel it gets too commercialized. But one of the things I do enjoy doing is giving back to my community, especially my parents' neighborhood. They do basically it's like a Christmas tree lane type of thing. My parents live in this, like, they live at one end of a street where it's a cul-de-sac, and the other end is also a cul-de-sac. And so, like, there's only one way in and out of this neighborhood. And there's like 13 or 14 houses from the main road going into this neighborhood, and they all engage in putting up lights and doing festive stuff. One of the houses down the road, on the northern end of their street, we call it the Grinch house, because they dress it up very how the Grinch stole Christmas. The owners will dress up. The owner will dress up as the Grinch in a Santa coat. Really cool. And they ask that I play Santa at least twice, for like one weekend, during the holiday season. So that's what I did. There's a couple of other local family Christmas parties that I went to that I do that for. Um, and I enjoy giving back to my community because, one, it makes kids smile. It brings some magic into their lives. Maybe they've had a really rough year up until that point, but it's really an opportunity to give back to the community. I like doing that. That being said, the holidays were just intense. You know, I uh, Christmas came and went. We had family around. My aunt was in from Northern California. My cousin and his wife and their kids were in. They live like 20 minutes away. It was a lot of fun. And then New Year's, my son and I, we went to a friend's house, and we party down. I was actually amazed that my son made it past midnight, because normally, I mean, he tries to push the limit on how late he can stay up as it is anyway. I don't know what he's worried about missing out on, but he's got major FOMO. So, but he made it to 1 o'clock in the morning, like 1:15, something like that, and then he just crashed out. But New Year's really wrecked our sleep cycle for that weekend, and so one of the like the day after New Year's, Friday, a week ago Friday, uh, like, I couldn't get to sleep. I dozed until about midnight, and then I woke up and I was wide awake until almost 5 o'clock in the morning. And then I finally crashed out for 3 hours. It was brutal. It was not fun. Um, so yeah. In the meantime, I've been working on some cool writing projects. Last month, I mentioned I was working on a project called The House on Graymalkin. I actually have finished the initial drafting of it, and I'm going to be shopping it around to some people to get some feedback, see what they like, what they don't like, what needs to be changed, before I jump into any edits or anything like that. Um, Beyond that, I'm still waiting to get feedback on book 6 in my series, The Archives of a Sink Ran. I'm looking forward to hearing what my beta readers have to say. And then I'm gearing up for the Moonlit Revelry Ball, which is going to be held in just a few weeks. Um, 4 weeks, in fact. It's going to be held on February 7th at starting at 4 p.m. The ball itself is actually going to kick off at about 7:30 with a formal dinner and dancing and all that and all the festivities. But it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have there's myself and like 7 or 8 other authors, most of which are local as far as I'm aware. There's going to be let's see here. There's going to be a tattoo artist doing flash tattoos. There's going to be some portraits. There's going to be some fantasy style arts and crafts. There's going to be cosplayers who are going to be there, and it feels like it's going to be a really fun time. I'm really excited about it, and this is probably one of the biggest events I've done in several years. So this is going to be fun for me. Um, as I'm gearing up for that, there's this. I've got this box here now. It's not complete, so this isn't the end all be all of it. But I'm going to be doing a giveaway uh, through the month of February, and so there will be signups. But I'm doing a box set. Like I said, the box isn't completed yet. I'm working on that, but this is going to be a box set of all 5 books in my series so far, and I will be doing this as a giveaway. There will be signups during the Moonlit Revelry Ball, and after the ball, I'll be providing ways for viewers to sign up for it as well. There's no purchase necessary at this point. Um, if you want to buy something, you can. There's a couple ways that you can go about doing that, but yeah, at this point, there's not going to be anything. I'll have more information as we get closer to the event. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it at this point. With that being said, we're 7 minutes into the live stream. I'm going to jump into reading this month's short story. This one is one that I had fun with. So, like when I was developing, page 21. Okay, when I was developing Midnight Playground, I wanted to kind of round out the number of stories. I had a selection of stories that I wanted to do from the different writing competitions I had been a part of, but I wanted to incorporate some additional stories with ideas that I got from people on social media. And so I sent out a request saying, "Hey, I'm looking for stories in this word count, 500 and 250. Um, Give me some prompt ideas." And my friend Laren, her daughter, so Toby, if you're watching this, probably not, um, but Toby sent me a message making a suggestion for a story about a character who was uh, a character who was a fae of some kind, working a regular desk job in the human world. And I like the idea of it. And as I started developing the story and the characters, like I was watching clips from Office Space, and I had to incorporate some elements. So you might see some nods to that. Um, but I had some fun writing the story, and so this is the result of that prompt that I was given. And so hope you enjoy it. This is called 9 to 5. Rory's alarm, which sounded like a rooster crowing at the wee rays of dawn, erupted from the clock sitting on his bedside table. Feckin' clock, feckin' cock of an alarm clock, he muttered. He climbed out of bed and padded to the loo, relieved himself, then headed for the shower. He performed his morning ablutions, careful to cover his wings to prevent water damage. He hated being exposed to water, but work required him to bathe at least every couple of days to keep his job. Rory made the uphill trudge to the office, making sure to wear his overcoat to avoid the autumn downpour. He ate a berry scone and sipped his way too hot tea while on foot, burning the roof of his mouth and losing half his breakfast to the rather aggressive pigeon that always seemed to harass him on a daily basis. "Oh, come on," he exclaimed as the fat bird landed on his arm, pilfered his scone, and flew off. Me mom baked that just for me. He arrived at his cubicle at Murphy, O'Brien and Walsh LLC with 5 minutes before he needed to punch in. Oh, goody, he muttered. I'm on time. You're late. Duncan Walsh reamed him from above the partition, blocking Rory's view of the rest of the 13th floor. It's 8:55, Rory exclaimed. I don't punch in until 9. Walsh, Rory's immediate supervisor in statistical analysis and data reconfiguration, glanced at the expensive silver watch on his left wrist. I'll be damned, Walsh said. Well, don't be late. Walsh walked off, leaving Rory to clock in and get to work. Hey, Rory's coworker Michael said from the neighboring cubicle. Hey, Rory replied despondently. You ever wonder why we're here? Yeah, man, Michael said. It's one of those great cosmic questions. And if I'm being on, no, you idiot. I mean, why are we here right now working for these twats? Michael looked around, eyes wide at the outburst. Walsh remained oblivious as he chatted up the ginger lass on the other side of the floor. Why don't you tell me how you really feel? He said. I just don't see what the point of all this busy work is, Rory commented. It's got to be done, mate, Michael said before returning to his work. The day yawned ahead of Rory as he completed every menial task on his to-do list, or on the to-do list. Walsh slacked to him. He spent lunch in the park across from the office, pretty certain the same damn pigeon from earlier stared at him, waiting for the opening to steal Rory's lunch. Someone nearby made an offhanded comment about Rory being a salamander, slang for fire fairies. Feck him, Rory said to himself as he finished his sandwich and coffee and headed back indoors. Walsh met him as he returned to his cubicle, waiting with a clipboard in hand. So, I'm going to need you to work overtime tonight, the overpaid human said. That does it, Rory exclaimed. He ignited his cubicle with magic and quit. That was a really fun story to write. I like the humor of it. I mean, having worked in a a corporate setting like that in my own life, I kind of filtered in some of my own frustrations, my own irritations with that corporate world. Um, I remember sitting at a computer in a cubicle style, and I hated it. It was so menial. I did not enjoy myself, and so I put a there's a little bit of me in Rory's personality, um, but you know, for anyone who's ever worked that kind of a job, you know that it's so demeaning. It's menial. I mean, yeah, the work's got to be done. We need people to do whatever it is that that needs to be done in that office setting. But there's something to be said when supervisors do not appreciate the people that they have working for them. And So if you're ever wanting to know a little bit about that and getting a better feel for how HR should handle things, you should check out. You should actually check out last month's full episode featuring uh, Winifred Summer. She's a friend of mine. She's a writer from the East Coast. She's also her nickname is the HR Darling because she has a really awesome book called The Toxic Workplace Handbook, where she talks about all the secrets of human resources and how that whole thing is handled. Uh, and so take a look at what she has to say. She's really knowledgeable on that kind of content, and she's actually appeared in several episodes I've done. So check her out. But yeah, I mean, writing the story was very therapeutic. I think anybody who's ever written something like that, whether it's that kind of a story or something similar, you get that understanding. There's because at some point we're gonna find catharsis in something that we create. So yeah. With that being said, I'm gonna wrap up. Like I said, this is gonna be a short live stream video. For those of you who have been joining me, thank you. But if you're interested in connecting with me, there's a couple ways that you can do so. Obviously, first and foremost, I'm on Instagram and X at GKJ_publishing. You can connect with me there because I post about the right way. I post about all the other stuff I have going on my YouTube. If you want to support the channel, you can go ahead and do that as well. My support links are down in the video description, but you can hit up Patreon for as little as $1 a month. You can get access to the unedited, uncut interviews that I do for The Right Way. This month's is already up, featuring Nicole Testa, who's a fantasy writer from Connecticut. Um, on Patreon, you can also get access to this month's Creators Corner episode, which just dropped on Patreon today. So if you want to get early access before it goes out next week in the full episode, you can access that for $3 a month plus the interview. And then for $5 a month, you get access to my Finding Fiction video essay for the month, which is focused on the James Bond franchise. So $5 gets you access to the video essay, gets you access to the Creators Corner segment early, and then gives you access to that uncut, unedited interview featuring Nicole. If you want to support me through buying books or merch, those options are listed as well. And then you can also get in contact with me through my website, which is featured. That is archivesofthe5kingdoms.com. And the landing page has all the things I've got coming up this month. So with that being said, have a great Happy New Year, and hope the rest of the year goes well for you. And I'll be seeing you guys next week for the full episode of The Right Way, featuring a new set of book recs from J. Bryce Odom and my interview with Nicole Testa. Have a good one and keep on writing the right way.